Hello everyone. So today's topic is one of the most underrated topics in Linux. In this session, I'll be explaining about Linux file permissions in detail. I am Ashokraja, a solution architect working on most of the popular JavaScript frameworks. Welcome to the YouTube channel of initpals. Okay, so let's move on. Say the file permission is one of the critical and fundamental concept every Linux user should be aware of. Say we may end up opening the gates of our server if we don't know how to manage the permission of the file system. Right. Say this image shows the output of the command ls-la. The first block represents the permission associated with that object, and this segment is a combination of four different information. So the first letter denotes the what kind of object it is, and if it is D, then it is a directory. If it is an L, it is a symbolic link, and if it is a dash, then it is a regular file. Okay. So the next three characters represent the permission of the current user, and the next three characters represent the permission of the current users group, and the last three characters represent the permission for the other users who are part of this system. Okay, and the R denotes to read, and W denotes to write permission, and the X denotes to the execute permission. Okay. Say for the folder, the meaning of RWX slightly differs. Say the R allows to the enumerate the contents of the directory, and W allows to create a folder or files in that directory, and X allows you to navigate to that directory. It means, say, even the cd or the change directory command works only if the execute permission is there for that particular directory. Okay, right. Say the permission can also be assigned in a symbolic mode or in a numeric mode. Say representation of the permission in RWX that we see right here is called as a symbolic mode. And say the remembering the numeric mode is also much easier. Say if you know how things works, let's see how to represent things in a numeric mode. Okay, say assume this as an permission as an binary on and off. Say if the permission read is required, and then assume that it is on, then 1, and if it's not required, then assume that it is an 0. If you combine all these three the permissions, say represented by 0 and 1, and consider it as a binary format, and if you convert it into a numeric mode, then it becomes the number format of that particular permission. Okay, so let's see how to change this permission. Let me log in to my Linux environment. Okay, right, now I am in my Linux environment, and the command to change the permission is chmod. So this would allow you to change the permission of a file or a folder. Let's start with symbolic mode. Let me try to change the permission of t1.txt and provide the full permission to everyone. Change mode for the user, it is read, write, and execute. For the group, again read, write, and execute. And for others, read, write, and execute, and the file name t1.txt. Okay, right. Now let me see the output. Okay, if you look at now, the permission have changed from read, write to read, write, execute, and even for the group it have changed. And for the other users, originally read was the only permission available. Now it have changed to read, write, and the execute. Okay, so we changed the permission through the symbolic mode. To change the permission through numeric mode. The command is chmod, and let me provide a read permission for everyone, 444 and t1.txt. Okay, let's see the output now. Okay, now the permission have changed from the full permission to read permission for the user, and the read permission for the other users, the other users in the same group, and again the read permission for everyone. Okay, say in a typical the web server or a web application, say it would be 755 for the folders, and for the files it would be say 644. So that's a permission usually we used to provide it for a typical say the web server, the content of a web server. Okay, say the other alternative way to assign a permission is to use an the plus operator. Say let's say you have an the executable file or an script file, and you just add an execute permission for that particular file. Then you can add plus x and convert that particular file into an executable. So let me create a file called as uh, say p dot ssh or whatever it is. Say let's say echo hello world. Such. Okay, a file is created ls with the name p.sh, and there is no execute permission is there. Okay, if I try to execute, it will throw an error showing us an permission denied. And let me add an execute permission, chmod plus x for p.ssh file. And now if you look at the permission, now the execute permission have got added for the current user as well as the group and for the other users as well. If I try to execute, now the output is coming. Okay, so this is also one option to add permission to the existing permission set that is available for a particular file or a folder. Okay, say just in case if you wanted to recursively the assign a permission to certain folder, as I mentioned about the web server, say if you wanted to enforce a certain permission for the all your folders, then you can use the find command and execute the permission. Say let's say find, and assume that I have to set the permission for the T1 folder. Then T1, then type equal to D for all directory, and you can execute change mod the permission and semicolon. Okay, say with this command the find will return the matching records, and it will be replaced in the curly braces, and say this is the file termination, semicolon is the file termination, or sorry, the command termination, and this slash is the escape character. So for each and every line that is returned by the find command, the permission will get changed with the execute the option. Okay, so that is what it is happening in this line, and the permission would have changed accordingly. Say if this is for a file, then you can change it to F is for file, and the permission you can change it to 644, and now all set. Right. Say this is the way to recursively change the file permission for a folder or a file by the enumerating through the find command. Right. Now let's see how to change the owner and the group of a file or a folder. Let me clear the screen. ls-l. And if you look at in this mm, scenario, the user is also dev and the group is also the dev. Okay. And let me assign the file to a different group. Say if you wanted to change the owner of the file, then the command is ch own change own, and let me change the owner to root and the file name t1.txt. Okay. And operation not permitter, you may have to execute the command with elevated privilege. To run the command in an elevated privilege, append sudo, it will ask for a password, provide the password, and now let me see what I've changed. And the owner have changed to the root, but the group is still dev. And if you wanted to change the group, then you can again execute the command change one, now a semicolon, and the group name. So there is also a group called as the root, and if I try to execute the command, now the owner have changed and the group have also changed. And if you wanted to change the group and the owner in a single go, then the command is sudo change own. Now let me revert back to the dev itself, devs colon dev, say user and the group and the file name t1.txt ls-l. Now the user and the group have reverted back to dev and dev, say with the change on command. Right. Say if you wanted to recursively change the owner of a folder and its folder content, then the command is change own and hyphen capital R. Let me provide sudo r root colon root. I'll change the owner of the folder T1. Right. ls-l. Now the folder, the permission of the folder have changed to root. Let me navigate to T1 ls-la, and there is a file called as list.txt. The owner of that file have also changed to root. Right. Let me go back. So there is also another option to change the group name, and the command is ch. Let me see what are all the files available. Okay, let me change the group name of this particular file with an alternative command. Say the command is chgrp, and the group name, let me change it to root, and the file name is t1.txt. Sudo is missing. Sudo, right, ls-l. Now the group have changed to root. Right. That's it for now. In the next video, I'll cover the file manipulation and file compression options in detail. If you find the content on this channel helpful, consider subscribing and leave a like for this video. Thank you.